Question number 8 here looks quite daunting when you first read it because there's a lot of information to think about, and we need to work out how we're going to go through all this information to work out what we're actually being asked to find. So there's lots of information here about milk being sold over the period of a weekend and also the size of the milk. The telltale sign here is that we've got two different types of information, which is the size of the bottles but also the days that they're sold on, so we're going to construct a two-way table. There are other ways of answering this question, I've seen them happen many a time, but I think this one's going to be the most straightforward. So let's start going across the page, although it doesn't matter whether you want to go down, with our size of bottles. So we've got a half-pint bottle, we've got a 1-pint bottle, and we've got a 2-pint bottle. And then with any good two-way table, we want to finish with a total column or row. The other variable in this situation, or the other piece of information, is the days of the week. So we've got Saturday, we've got Sunday, and of course we then also need to have a total box. So if we just draw that one in, we're going to have a nice easy table that we're going to allow us to just go through each of the pieces of information and populate the table to then allow us to find the bits of it missing information. So, first things first, one weekend a shop sold 100 bottles of milk, so we know that our grand total is going to be 100. The next piece of information is that 46 of the bottles were sold on Sunday, so for our Sunday row we have a grand total of 46. Next line of information, 15 of the bottles that were sold on the Sunday, so we're still in the Sunday row here, were 2-pint bottles, so we can fill this one in as 15. Let's tick that one off. And then 31 of the bottles sold on a Saturday were half-pint bottles, so we go to Saturday and half-pint and we fill it in as 31. Next, 22 of the bottles sold in total, because it doesn't specify on which date, were 2-pint bottles, so we can have a total down here now for 22. And we also know that 30 of the bottles sold were 1-pint bottles, so we've also got a total here, so we can tick that off. What we're now going to do is fill in as many of the missing pieces of information as we can, but focusing on the question that's been asked, which is how many 1-pint bottles were sold on Sunday. So 1 pint and Sunday means we're looking to fill in that cell there. Okay, let's go with what we can then. So in no particular order, we know that if there were 100 bottles in total and 46 of these were on a Sunday, then 100 subtract 46 leaves us 54, so there must have been 54 bottles on the Saturday. We also know that if there were 22 2-pint bottles in total, 15 of which were sold on Sunday, then 22 subtract 15 means there must have been 7 2-pint bottles that were sold on the Saturday. We can now fill in our first row, which is the total of the half-pint, the 1-pint and the 2-pint on Saturday, equaling 54. So let's work backwards from that. 54, subtract the 31 half-pint bottles, leaves us with 23. 23, subtract the 7 2-pint bottles, leaves us with 16. So we know that there were 16 1-pint bottles sold on Saturday. Finally, looking down the 1-pint column, if there were 16 1-pint bottles on Saturday and there were 30 in total, 14 must have been sold on the Sunday, which is our final answer. There won't be any marks gained by filling in the other two blanks, but you can if you want.